Alright, what's going on, guys? Figured it's only right we talk about what is IIFYM macros, what is flexible dieting. There is a difference between the two. And you guys know I'm like the macro coach. Like, this is what I do, what I advocate: track your macros, flexible dieting, etc, etc. I didn't write anything down. This is just kind of like spur of the moment. Got the camera out, want to talk to you guys, just lay all my ideas out. So what is IIFYM, IIFYM macros? What is flexible dieting? There's a difference. So IIFYM macros is basically just like a type of dieting. I want to say it's not a diet, it's a type of dieting where you basically have your set macronutrients, which is your macronutrients being your fat, your carbs, your protein. Alcohol is the fourth, but we don't count alcohol, and then there's like the fibers and stuff, but that's micronutrients. We don't really talk about those. So we're gonna stick to the main three right now, being the fats, carbs, and protein. And yeah, so IIFYM macros basically is you're following a set number of macronutrients, set number of fats, set number of carbs, set number of protein per day, right? So giving an example of myself, I'm doing like 75 fats right now, 500-ish carbs, and 200 protein. So I'm pretty much limited. I'm pretty much able to eat what I want within those numbers. The only limitations I have is just those macros. So if I want to eat something where it's maybe quote unquote unhealthy or quote unquote unclean, I can do so as long as it fits my macros, hence the name, which is my style of dieting, my dieting idea, like my thought that is like the most sustainable type of dieting, something that you can do year round forever. Like the whole thing is, it shouldn't be a diet that you can only stick to a month or two, because anybody can give you a plan that you'll stick to for a month or two and you'll lose weight and this and third, but once that month or two is gone, you're gonna gain it all right back. It's not sustainable. So IIFYM macros allows you to eat with some flexibility, eat what you want. You can eat all the food clean. It doesn't mean you have to fill it up with pizza and Pop-Tarts and junk food. You can literally have all your macros clean, but you should still just track your macros, just so you know where your intake is, you know where you can go. So if, for example, you want to gain weight, you can add more carbs, add more fats. Vice versa, you want to lose weight, you can drop the fats, drop the carbs, usually to keep the protein about 1 gram per body weight steady. A little bit higher if anything, but yeah, so that's pretty much what IIFYM macro is. Now flexible dieting is pretty much when you're going more of like intuitively, or you have, let's say, macros and you just kind of like, oh, I'm guesstimating, right? So flexible dieting, like you go out to a restaurant, you're like, this is where kind of experience comes into play, where you're like, oh, this looks like about 4 ounces of chicken, maybe 150, 200 grams of rice, and you can kind of be flexible with it, right? Now, there's a time and a place, of course. If you're doing a contest prep or you're like really heavy cutting, I wouldn't suggest flexible dieting, but still do IIFYM macros if you guys are following me, because flexible dieting is, of course, more like you're guesstimating, you're intuitive eating, but of course, still track everything, right? IIFYM macros more strictly is just like, yeah, you can have, let's say, you know, a freaking Lenny and Larry's cookie. Just had one, so just kind of popped up in my head, where you know the macros kind of, and it's, you know, of course it's not always gonna be 100%, but at least the macronutrients are in the back, and you can kind of go off of like, this is like, okay, so I kind of could fit this today. Obviously it's not ideal. I should probably be eating something a little bit cleaner, healthier, quote unquote, but it fits. The calories are there, the macronutrients, sorry, fit into your daily goal, and that's pretty much it. And you can do this year round. It's not like it's something where you're like cutting all carbs and it's not sustainable, and it's like you're restricting yourself, right? So the main goal is to be a strict dieter, not a restricted one, which is why I preach IIFYM macros, flexible dieting. Yeah, so just my quick little 2 cents on the topic. Figured I'd give you guys the, you know-how on what I thought, what it is. I get a lot of questions like, what is IIFYM macros? I forget that not everybody's like into this, right? I've been just so deep in the fitness realm that, to me, I think a lot of this stuff is just like common knowledge, which is not. So I'm gonna start doing more of these like beginner workout, like dieting tips and stuff like that. I did make a video a few years ago on how to track macros, so I'll probably link that down below. Just keep in mind it's like 3-4 years ago, so it might be a little bit cringy, might be a little bit, you know, not as good in talking in the camera, but just still information applies. I do have a PowerPoint that I will email you guys. If you guys comment your emails down below, and if you guys want the PowerPoint on exactly how to track your macros, I can send that right over to you guys. Anyone interested in online coaching, meal plans, full coaching from workout, diet, supplement suggestion, cardio plans, it's all down in the link below on my website, and let's work. So yeah, see you guys next video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Yeah, I gotta get used to that. Remember, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, man, give us a subscribe.